I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night. And now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. And I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. There's wonder on this winding road in front of me, yeah. 'Cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. And I feel the
Here we are, the magic of Monday night. Good evening, Michelle. No dancing tonight. Evening, Jean Hartman, Tanya, Linda Gold, Kat Gray, and Nicole. Welcome back again this week, Nicole. Great to have you here, and thank you for your lovely words. And I really love the way you all say good evening to everyone. It's such a beautiful little collective that we have here. Kaz and Mac, how are you doing this evening? Good evening to you. Our other beautiful regular lady, Lisa, is showing off because she is in Sydney at present. So she's having a long-awaited holiday over there, and we wish her all the best and hope she's having a wonderful time. I'm sure she is. So getting ready for everyone, and first I better do a formal introduction for people that register but come in and watch after, especially people that are new and maybe they think they're going to be seen on screen, so they don't actually join us live. But I'm so delighted that you do register and that you are able then to watch afterwards, unless like what happens the other week where Jean and Lisa let us know, oh, where's our recording? And that was a bit of a technical glitch in that all of the amount of recording had been used up. So must keep an eye on that. So for people who are new and who watch us later on or who don't pop in and say hello, welcome to Soul and Beyond. I am Gwenda Smith. I'm a mystic, a healer, a natural-born seer, and heaven's communicator. I love to communicate with your soul, with your guides, and to be able to be the messenger to assist you in your life, because you're never alone in this world. Aside from the people you can see around you, there is much more available to assist you. And in fact, Michelle sat in on our beautiful live evening last week where we went through the 7 kingdoms that are actually around to assist you. And we will be going deeper into that and how to connect with them this week, Michelle. Jackie, hello and welcome. So there is so much around you that is in the unseen world. But for the moment, I'm going to, hey, Kelly and Ash, welcome. Going to let everyone know that I have welcomed in your loved ones this evening, those who have gone to the next world. I have also welcomed in your own guides and any guardian angels that wish to come in and speak with you tonight. So we will see. And that's not up to me as to who arrives and who doesn't. And that's the tricky part. It really is up to them and what it is they feel that you are in most need of at the moment. I've had some interesting discussions since talking to you last week, and that has been with some people that have been really struggling with their health. And one in particular is a gentleman who is in his 60s and feels that he just cannot be well. And in having a look, you know, Mandy, hi, in getting people's head around how we come to be unwell, how we come to have struggles with money, with holding a job, with being able to find the job that we feel at home with. This is often used to be challenging for me. So I'm like, why can't they see it? Now, of course, after all these years and delving that much deeper into what it is being human, I have a greater awareness on that. And that is the love of my work, to be able to show others and bring them that greater awareness. You see, not being able to hold a job down, not being able to have the money that you want to have, not being able to feel that you're as well as you want to be, all comes down to what baggage you're carrying with you. And is it from this life? Is it from being in vitro when your mother was carrying you? Is it from a past life? And the funny thing is, everybody, particularly women, want to point their fingers at themselves and go, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? Oh, I feel so bad. Look, it's not a blame game. And really, to go down that path is a cop-out. It's a way of being able to go, oh my God, I made such bad mistakes. And then, you know, oh, never mind, let's move right along. Because you feel so much better when you can say, you know, what have I done? What did I do that made my child like that? Or what did I do that my husband or wife is like that? And that's just a cheapskate's cop-out. When you want to really have a look into yourself, Kim Jane, good evening. When you want to have a really deep dive into yourself and discover, make some amazing discoveries on who you really are and what is this personality that you have evolved through this life. So let's have a look at when you were 5, and a lot of you are going, I don't remember much about being 5. You might not at the forefront of your mind, but your behaviors or your actions, your emotional stance will stem from then. And why? Why can I possibly be 50, 60, 70, and you're telling me that my behaviors stem from when I was 5? You're too right I am. Because they've never been healed. They've never been made recompense with forgiveness, with compassion. Instead, at 5, when we are not emotionally mature, when we are not shown how to be in alignment with ourselves, we develop parts of our personality that help us to navigate our way through whatever is around us, help us to, in a way, survive. And it's not survive as if, you know, you've got the last meal on the table. You know what I mean? So everything that we have done since 5 has had that underpinning thing going on, that underpinning experience, the emotions that we've held, not being able to express them. A child expresses emotions, absolutely. You all know the 2-year-old tantrums. We all know the child that sulks, the child that goes and breaks things, has anger outbursts. Yes, emotions flood forward. But then what? Whatever it was that has been assumed from the situation is what goes to the core of the personality. It doesn't go to the soul. It goes to the core of the personality of who we are trying to be. So if we're trying to be daddy's good little girl, mummy's good little boy, whatever, if we're trying to make sure that we're as smart as our other sibling, then here comes our distraction from the soul. And here comes the beginning of the layers of who we are by the time we're 10. And then you go through, adolescence and everything that comes with that, with the change of the human body into being a teenager. And we change again. Because by the time you're a teenager, the way that you want to be recognized, the way you want to be seen is different to when you were 5. Or is it? Is it really? Anybody looked at that? Questioned it? What was it you were fighting for when you were 5? Was it to be thought of as being smart as your sibling? Was it to feel that you were being acknowledged, recognized, loved, heard, listened to, the same as you felt your sibling was, because you didn't think you were? And maybe you weren't. Maybe you were that middle child that was kind of overlooked, but not because the parents determined, oh, well, it's the middle child, we'll just skip over the top of them. It doesn't happen like that. Or were you that naughty kid trying to get attention and forever got yourself in trouble and were being told, you're always naughty. I'm taking this off you, you're doing that, you're going to your room, you're always naughty. So here we are as a teenager, and what is it that we want? Do you see how it all rolls on? And it continues until you do the deep dive and you really choose to have a look at who you're being, who you're portraying yourself as, for what? What is it that you feel, if I portray myself this way, I'm going to be able to get, have, be? It's worth the exploration. It truly is. You will find you have a most amazing peace in your life, and you will have amazing abundance and certainty when you go to start a job, when you're doing a job, instead of in out of jobs, or, oh, I don't know, I didn't like that one. The boss was always giving me a hard time. Everything that comes up, you've got to go visit that teenager and go, this is the teenager acting out. So what's the problem? Where am I at in this? And this happens in our relationships as well. The way we respond, the way we don't respond, it all comes back to predominantly the teenager, because the teenager is the next personality after the 5-year-old who's only learnt to act out through behavior, not able to communicate what it is because they don't understand what it is. They don't understand it. They don't feel loved. They can't express that. So having a look into yourself at any time in your life is the best thing you can ever choose to do. So the lovely gentleman who has been brought to me for help, he was astounded, and watching his mind struggle and him trying to stay in the parameters of his conditioned mind always makes me smile. It's like the mind wants to step up and run the show. I've got this, I can do this. While the heart is quietly trying to say, but this is what I really need. This is what I need to have for myself. But the mind's going, it's all good. It's all good. I've got this sorted. So in asking him some things about his childhood, It makes me feel like one of those psychologists, So what was life like for you when you were 3? And of course you can rattle it off, can't you? Oh, what was life like for you when you were 5 or 7? Stupid questions. But the idea of it is to get you to think, what was it like for me? And most often people go, I don't know, can't remember. Or other people go, it was really good. Yeah, I had 4 sisters and we played a lot. Oh my goodness. None of that is the real story. Right? So what is the real story? So when we eventually unraveled things for him, the part he couldn't get to last time, but we will get there next time, was what was it he actually wanted from his father for everything. And I'm not going to talk about what he was doing. It was, what was it he wanted? And this is something you can ask yourself when you reflect on your childhood, that teenager in particular, and you really get your head around, what was it that I wanted? What was it I wanted to hear from others around me, particularly siblings, family, people who mattered? What did I actually want? And it's not as simple as saying, I just wanted to be loved. No, that's another cop-out. Sounds great. It's not the answer. So when we really fish into what was going on, then you can start to unravel the patterns of behavior in your life and you can start to heal them. A few weeks ago, it was probably more than a few weeks now because somebody sped up the good old hands of time. We did the compassion and the keys to forgiveness and compassion workshop, which I have had a couple of the ladies ask me to run it again and make it longer because it was intense and there was a lot to go through in a short time. So I am looking at that again. And what was unfolded in that took everyone by surprise. So it's not something that you can generally do by yourself. And the reason for that is, as I was saying, the man's mind gets in the way. So it will answer, and it will answer with things that it believes it's looking after you. That, in turn, when you let that conversation be your focus, you block out your guides, you block out your guardian angels, you block out your loved ones. And most of all, you block out your own soul, your soul who knows what it's here for, who knows what it needs. So opening yourself to listen to your soul, to your guides, it's an art, and it's something that needs your undivided attention. The same as prayer. Prayer is not something that you just read, like meditation. I had a lady ask me today, so do you do meditation? It's such a throwaway word now. And people don't really understand it, but it sounds good. So, yes, Mandy, you got to do the work, right? The School of H.E.A.L. So Mandy was in the School of H.E.A.L a few years ago now. And if you don't know the School of H.E.A.L, it's wisdom, enlightenment, self-healing, self-actualization, self-realization. Jackie's actually in there now and coming towards the end of the 12 months. And Mandy's spot on. You do got to do the work. You can't just skim it. It won't work. And Nicole's saying conditioning, upbringing, ancestral resistances, inner child trauma shows up in our human adult experience. Yes, of course. That's where it all comes from. Yeah, thank you, Nicole. And Jackie, listen to your heart. And how easy is that? How easy is it to listen to your heart, to hear your soul? Who can give themselves a 10 out of 10 for being able to always be guided by their heart and always be guided by their soul? Still waiting. So when you begin this path, you should give yourself a huge, big hug and fill it with love and joy, because that's what your soul will be doing, going, yes, we're heading the right way. And yes, they've made the right turn. But it's not something that you do in an hour or in a week or in 6 weeks. If you were to ask Mandy, there you go, look, she beat me to it. Oh boy, the mind, so noisy sometimes, don't get me started. So Mandy has been in the, thank you, Tanya. Mandy's been in the School of Wesh. It's 12 months with me as your mentor, but I got some good news for Kat Gray. But even that, there are other things that come along and pull you away from being able to have that focus until you make as much of a commitment to those ways of being as what you do to making breakfast every morning, as what you do to having a coffee with a friend and a piece of cake and a bit of chit chat, you know what I mean? So it has to become a way of life. And even investigating yourself wherever you are now, whether you're 30, 40, 25, 50, 60, it becomes your way of life for the rest of your life. It's not something that is, said that many times over and over, it's not something like reading a book. It's nothing like doing a course where you can tick it off and go, I've done the course. What I bring to you are the teachings and the tools to change your life so that you can hear your heart and live by your soul. More importantly, dare I say, you can heal anything. And when you heal things from that 5-year-old, from that teenager, your life changes in ways you can never imagine it. Relationships change. People leave your life because they no longer fit the mold, good word, moldy old times. They leave your life because it's time for them to go. And if there are others that might be family, you learn to be in that environment differently, so that you aren't in that environment as the teenager, as the 5-year-old. Mandy, of distractions. Well, shall I go there, Mandy? Distractions around us? Do we have to get on that bus? Do we have to get on the distraction bus? Or can we simply observe it and know how to stay on the platform? Ways of being, it's ways of being, not waves, Kim. So yeah, ways. Jackie, mind equals ego and control person. Nicole, healing's a lifetime journey. Yes and no. You can actually heal things right away. What that comes down to is your desire to not be attached, your desire to let go, and Mandy's favorite word, your ability to surrender. So it can actually heal things right away, but I know through the journey it's not always that easy. And then the rest of what Nicole has, we are human after all. Oh yeah. And no one's perfect. No, it's not about being perfect. Absolutely not about being perfect. But the soul alignment, yes, is magical, and soul alignment is the must. If it was about being perfect, we wouldn't have so many lifetimes, and we wouldn't have things that the soul wanted to experience for its own expansion and ascension. So really, truly, you are already perfect. The soul is perfect. It is only the spirit that experiences this world and piles on the garbage with it. Mandy, the bestest thing I ever did and still doing is what a journey. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Kazmak. Jackie, being of service. You're welcome. Catch that wave with the white horse. Beautiful Kim Jane. I think that is a different context to what I was talking about with the tools and the ways to be able to be heart and soul led. But I like your white horse, Kim Jane. Yeah, Mandy's surrender, inner peace, self-acceptance, forgiveness, self-love, and a bucket of gratitude, or maybe a truckload of gratitude. Yeah, very big bucket. So when I asked tonight who was going to join me, the very first presence was Jesus. And when I asked what is top of mind in the collective consciousness, it was struggle. And it was not feeling like I can really get my head above water. So for whoever of you have that feeling that things just keep cascading and coming down on top of you, you feel like you get some breathing space. You feel like you can start to get above water level, and then boom, there it is again, and it cascades down on you. Why would Jesus come in for that particular subject? Well, because he's all about healing and he's all about compassion. So when we don't have compassion for ourselves, and when we're not able to be compassionately and lovingly embracing the different phases of our personality as we've gone through life, then we're forever feeling like we only just get our head above water, or sometimes maybe even our nose above water. So to have Jesus come in for this collective sense of needing to feel that I can really get above the waterline and stay there was beautiful. He is the perfect one to answer for tonight. He is the perfect one to bring in the way that we can all heal. Now, we will only ever heal what it is we are ready to let go of at any time. So if there is something that is top of mind for you, that maybe it is a physical thing in your body and you would really like for it to be healed, then make the most of having the presence of Jesus around you right now. Make the most of that and welcome it. Here's the slippery bit. It's that word surrender. It's that word of non-attachment. So whenever we're going to reach out for healing, then we really need to have a look at ourselves and ask, am I really ready for that? Am I really ready for it to be healed? And am I ready to let go of it? What if it comes back? What if I do that and it comes back? Well, then you weren't ready. The complete surrender and the willingness to sit yourself in a beautiful bowl of compassion and just incredible pure love that has no boundaries. You weren't there yet. You know, when they write about Jesus healed the blind man, healed the leper, you know, all the stories of the healings Jesus did, here's the other thing that he came in and asked to speak about, and that was beliefs. The reason that he could heal the blind man could see, the leper no longer had the leprosy. The cripple could walk. They believed without reservation. They believed without worrying, will it come back? What if it comes back again? You see, I talk to a lot of people that tell me that they have faith, that they believe. But when we really fish into what's going on in their life and how they're handling things, it's not congruent. Because when you truly believe, things change. I'm going to use another word that is one of those throwaway words of now that captures people by the tens of thousands. Manifest the money you want. Manifest the life you want. Manifest the love of your life. Okay, let's take that apart. You are an incredibly powerful being, and you can most certainly co-create. Yeah, co-create anything that you want in your life. You can. In one of our modules in the School of Wesh, made the students, when Mandy was in there, sit back a bit concerned because I was talking about magic manifestation, and the girls were a little bit antsy about that. And why? Because there wasn't a clear understanding. Magic, manifestation, spells, you do all of it. You always have. You just didn't call it that because that would be considered wrong, right? That would be considered, you must be a problem. You probably wear a black hooded cloak and hang around a cauldron with other people, making weird sounds, coming out and dancing naked under the moon. But hey, let's turn that one into meditation. Naked under the moon, dancing under the moon. Oh, that's okay now. That's okay because we don't have the robe and we don't have the cauldron. But what are you doing? Magic, manifesting, conjuring. It's something. Thank you. I'll thank you, Mandy. I'll thank the divine and our messenger, Jesus. It is something that you do every time you speak. You create. It's something you do every time you think. You manifest. You conjure. Just using the words differently, just to trick people and make them think that they're going to become something they always have been. What it should be is, let me teach you how to master your mind so that you can be the powerful manifester of what you truly desire. And in brackets underneath, you'll only get it. 1, if you believe it, and 2, if it's aligned with your soul. So you can try and manifest the love of your life, but if you have something carrying along from when you were 5 and that child is still acting out and that child has not been healed, then you are never going to manifest the love of your life. You will manifest what that child believes they deserve, what that child believes with beliefs, what that child believes they are. Making sense? So these words, manifest, magic, conjuring, spells, yes, they've always been attributed to a particular type of person, a very powerful type of person. And yes, there is both black and white, but people do it all the time. Oh, I wish you would. Or they've come out of a bad relationship and they're often saying what they wish would happen to that person. And then they wonder why their life goes pear-shaped. You're not allowed to do that. There are laws. There are God's laws. There are the laws of the universe. Harm none. Even the 10 Commandments. You're not allowed to harm anyone, and you can harm them through your thoughts. And when you speak it, it's even worse. So being able to heal, being able to shift things in your life requires you to be able to be in a state of full belief and faith. If your mind is running the show, if you are looking for evidence, show me this, show me that, did it work? And before you even get to there going, oh, it probably won't work anyway, then you're sitting in your mind, and that's not where you manifest from. That's not where you bring magic, where you bring healing, where you bring love, where you bring abundance. The mind is not geared for that. And the mind also is not able to get itself around that greater part of you that puts it out of a job. The mind is not able to accept the incredibleness of, is that even such a word? Of your abilities to heal. Now let's go down that rabbit hole for a moment. Why would the mind be like that? Why would the mind not want me to heal? Why would the mind be questioning and saying, is it going to work? Can I heal? Well, because the mind has been conditioned. The mind forms the personality. So whatever is being carried in the personality, therefore, creates the beliefs. And according to the word of Jesus, all beliefs that come from the mind are not those of the Father, meaning the Almighty Divine. So all things that come from the mind are only of this lived existence. They are not of the higher mind, and they are not of the greater collective mind, being the God mind. How do you get yourself into a place where you can be living through that divine connection? You must be able to have unquestionable faith and belief. Now, whenever beliefs come from your personality, then that is not true faith and belief. And how do you know this? Because, for example, you want to lose weight. So you're focusing on losing weight, and you go mad for a week on eating all the right things, and you go walking every day, and nothing happens at the end of the week. You're like, well, see, I knew it wouldn't work. I just can't get rid of this weight. Well, first up, you need to understand where that weight's come from. Why is it there? Why have you accumulated it? Then you need to be able to make peace with what those issues are and be able to let them go. And this also goes for people who can't put weight on. It's the same. We go and look at what is going on. What am I carrying here? And be able to surrender and hand it over. Let it go. Why is it that I never seem to have any money? It just doesn't stay. I just work so hard, but I don't have any money. Same thing. Someone could come along and give you $1 million. A month later, you won't have any money. And it's exactly the same as the weight. What's the issue here? Where's my sense of worth in myself? Where's my sense of love in myself? Sugar, having no sugar. Now, let's not get technical here. Sugar, without doubt, is very damaging to the body. I'm not talking about white sugar and junk sugar. I'm just talking about sugar as a sweetness. Because when you want to deny yourself sweet things, you're actually saying, I don't deserve the sweetness of life. And that's something very important to look into. If you have an addiction to chocolate, if chocolate is your go-to when you're upset, then where is there love missing in your life? Because chocolate is the food of love. So are olives, but I think chocolate might be more popular to make you feel better. So when you have this thing with this romance with chocolate, then where is it that you feel love is missing in your life? And what do you know about love for yourself? I'm yet to meet someone who can really, really tell me what love means to them. Energetic karma, soul knows all, no matter how much armor negativity goes. Yeah, that's exactly right, Nicole. The soul knows all the answers, and that's why it's so important to create a habit, a good habit of sitting to engage with your soul and welcome it to be your guide. So, Kat Gray, if you're still here, I just want you to know that you are actually in the throes of having a change of guides. So you'll be finding that things seem a little bit confusing and have been for the last 3 months, not able to really get yourself going in the direction that you thought you wanted to go in. And this is because you've been in a time of it's like a limbo time waiting for the change of the guards, change of the guides. And you're going through that, which is going to bring you out the other side to a new chapter for your life. Mandy, you are also having a change of guides. So there's quite a bit of activity going along around you at the moment. And it's a little bit of a wrangle with your guides, Mandy, and that is because it's felt that you haven't really finished what you were to have completed in this particular chapter. So the one who's been looking after you is saying to the one, well, no, she's not really done yet. She hasn't finished it. And the other one, the new one's saying, yeah, well, too bad. It's time for a new chapter to start. So don't be surprised if you feel like you're getting a split down the middle of your head, Mandy, as you go through this unusual transition time. So for everyone, there is actually some really nice change going on presently, but the comment as a collective is that you're missing these wonderful things that are changing around you because your attention is being taken by the mind and you're listening to the ramblings of the mind instead of giving yourselves the chance to really see the beautiful little things that are opening up to you and for you. See, the mind is noisy, but the beautiful things, the beautiful openings that your guides, your guardian angels are bringing for you are small and quiet. And you miss them because of the racket of the mind and the mind wanting to hold on to what's been. Now, if you could take a new approach and say, you know what, last week is history. Last week's been and gone. I open to my guides to show me what is here for me now. Never mind yesterday, never mind tomorrow, because you're not in either of them. So letting yourself go, you know what, last week's finished. It's long gone. I welcome my guides, my guardian angels, to show me what is here for me of my highest good right now, in this day. Now, if you used something like that as your intention and you called them in for you every morning like that, and then let yourself be open to see those small things that come your way, you will create the most beautiful shift in your frequency and your vibration. And that allows your soul to breathe. It allows your soul to come forward. Oh, headache. Yes, no wonder you've got a headache, Mandy. You're also not breathing properly, Mandy. You need to go and jump in that freezing cold water again. That makes you breathe, right? They're telling me, Mandy, that you are shallow breathing and not paying enough attention to energy flowing through your body. You need to go back to some of the practices from the School of West, young lady, and really apply them. So thinking about how you can start your day, and leaving yesterday behind. You know, when I go to bed at night, thanks, Mandy. When I go to bed at night, one of the things that I say in my end of day prayer is I now empty my mind of all that is not of my highest good from this day. I can't tell you how much that makes a difference to my sleep and how I wake up in the morning. I do not wake up in the morning fretting about what didn't get done yesterday or something that happened yesterday. By making that command, that I empty my mind of all that is not of my highest good from today, that is really powerful. And it will shift your energy. It will shift and open space for your higher self, for your soul to be able to come forward as you sleep. The other thing that you can use is some really lovely theta waves of music, but ask your higher self or your guides to draw you to the right one, right? So really important that you use the ones that are real, that have not been messed with. And again, if your belief and faith is pure, then you will know the right one to go to. But if your belief is being managed by your mind and your faith is that which belongs to the conditioned mind, then it'll take you on a merry gadabout and you could end up anywhere. So a message from Jesus directly. He asks that you place a hand to your heart and the other to your heart, or putting it out to him and asking that he unite with your heart and he show you the way through your heart. It is not complicated to ask for help. It's not complicated to receive the guidance of things that are in your best interest. And if you want to name so that you are calling in, and it is very wise if you are going to accept Jesus' invitation that you be specific, that it is Jesus from the highest order of God, and say that you welcome him to your heart for his guidance or for his healing. But again, my word of warning if that is not coming from a place of pure belief and faith, then your mind will get in the way, and whatever you have asked for, you'll be looking for it and then be like the person that didn't lose any weight and say, well, that didn't work. I don't know why Gwenda told us to do that. Nothing works, nothing, if you are not aligned. And in this case, to be aligned with Jesus, you must have real faith and real belief. If your beliefs are those running in the background from the 5-year-old, then all that needs to happen there is for you to heal that. Healing that means having a look to see what it was the child was wanting to receive, what it was the child needed healing with. And they heal it through coming to an understanding through compassion. They heal it through being able to come to a place of knowing that the external experience is not who they are. The external experience is just that. It is an experience from which they can garner tremendous insights and soul expansion. The only way that you can do that is to be very patient, full of compassion and forgiveness with yourself, to yourself, and then to whatever circumstances were around, but always to yourself first. Because we're the ones who create those false images of ourselves, who create the false beliefs that we were not loved, that we were not seen, that we were not listened to. And okay, so you could say, well, no, Gwenda, that's not right. I really wasn't listened to. I would get told to sit down. I would get told no one wants to hear you. Well, in that case, ask yourself, what are you going to learn from that? What did that experience bring to you that is for your higher good? Because everything has something that is a treasure in it, everything. And if you have been someone who has brought in difficult relationships, maybe addictive, abusive relationships, then the question there is, where did that come from? Why have I called this into my life? And what am I going to learn from it? And it's not a lesson, please don't use that. It's what can I bring from this experience that is going to bring me greater wisdom, that is going to offer me soul expansion. Thanks, Nicole. Some messages previously subliminally absorbed. Yeah, addictive media. That's right, Kim. Yeah, they do. Most people do, actually, Kim. Selective hearing. Christopher Lloyd Clark is amazing too. He's Australian, makes theatre music. Lovely. So thank you, Mandy, Nicole. These things are really, really helpful and really important to assist you on your journey. And then, of course, for those of you who aren't with us yet, you're always welcome to join us in the Spirit Seekers Society, where you can be supported, where you can have lots of fun, and sit with me every month, and we do some deep diving. There's loads of things in there for you. Kat Gray, I heard a whisper about something that you asked. So I'm just going to let everyone know the School of H.E.A.L and the Soul Mastery Collective. Now, these are registered, recognised courses, don't like that word, in the International Institute of Complementary Therapies. These are for you to be able to embrace beautiful soul expansion and go very deeply into becoming more aware of who you are not, and then into who you are, tools and practices, guidance. Now, Soul Mastery Collective, with me as your mentor, is an 8-month precursor to the School of H.E.A.L. School of H.E.A.L with me is 12 months. And Mandy, Jackie can comment on the reason that it is 12 months if they wish to. They do not have to. However, and the emphasis was with me, and with doing them the 8 months and the 12 months is where you can go on to become a teacher in the School of H.E.A.L. There's more required of you to be able to do that, but it's where you can also achieve a certificate of completion and recognition. Now, recognizing where people are at and how much they're willing to commit to such things, and also financial commitment, we are now going to be very excited to say we are now going to be offering those 2 opportunities as a self-learned pathway, which means you do it in your own time. You do not have me to mentor. You will simply have the worksheets and the recordings. But it means that maybe it's more affordable. Maybe it's the way that you like to learn better, that suits you better. So those opportunities are what are coming and are being worked on presently. They will only be accessible through the Spirit Seekers Society, because that's where everything lives. Everything that I offer lives in there. So it will include your membership to there. So that means that you get access to everything that is in the Spirit Seekers Society, as well as being able to take yourself self-paced through Soul Mastery Collective or the School of H.E.A.L, or both. So I hope that that is good news for those that were inquiring. And I'm looking forward to being able to launch that. And then the retreat, looking at the end of August, maybe beginning of September, I'm not going to tell you the name because certain factors. So it has a special meaning, and it is what I've been guided with for that. I'm very excited about that. And that will be a 4-day residential retreat. So keep your eyes out. Obviously, I'll let you know when all the information is up in here. And then the other really exciting news, Michelle, Mandy, I know that you girls have been, and who else asked me? Somebody else asked me. Jackie, Lisa, Kelly made a comment before. The long-awaited prayer journal, I'm really excited to say it is being launched on Amazon, and it will also be launched through my own publishing outlet. Very excited about that at last. And the reason for the delay with that was trying to find a printer. I was just going to have it printed myself. And the expense of that was horrendous, tens of thousands of dollars. So finally found ask and you shall receive the way to have it done differently. And so that's really exciting news. Now, what's Mandy got to say here? 12 months because it takes time to integrate the learnings and healings. The journey of self-discovery is not always easy. I cried a lot, but every tear was worth it, and I had Gwenda at my side every step of the way to guide me, forever grateful. Mandy, you were very brave, very courageous, and you did ever so well, especially with lots of things that were going on for you in your life. So, and for me, an absolute honour to have been able to walk beside you and to still walk beside you. It's a privilege. Thank you. Yes, me too, Michelle. At last. Oh boy, what a journey, but more wonderful things to learn. And just before I go, just a little bit of an announcement. I was selected to be one of the contributors to an awesome book coming out, and it's about the wisdom of the sage and the aged. I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go forward. So I'm delighted to be asked to be one of the contributors in that book coming out of America. So it's pretty cool. So I hope that you have all had a lovely time with us, with myself and Jesus and your guides tonight, and that you've embraced and accepted the energy, the healing energy that was offered for you, for your own guides and guardian angels to be able to be with you and bring their energy through for you tonight. It's been lovely to sit with you again, so thank you. Next week is not a public holiday, so I shall be here next week for you. And remember, when you register, most often when it's all good, you can watch the replays and you can have them on demand. As Jean pointed out on one of the one that didn't work out actually had so many very important messages in it. So it's a pleasure, Linda God. Thank you for being here. You're welcome, Kim. Amazing journey. Dive and delve deep into myself every day. Soul Mastery, open my heart. Yes, Jackie did Soul Mastery as well. Thank you, Mandy. Thanks, Kelly. Jean. Thanks, Nicole. Beautiful alignment, love. Yeah, God bless you, Mandy. God bless you all. Yeah, Jean, I'm really excited about the book. Pleasure, Tanya and Michelle. You all take very good care, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Good night.